What is up, everybody? It's Nell here. How you guys doing today? So today we're doing a Jack Skellington Halloween makeup. So if you'd like to see how I got the look in the thumbnail, just keep watching. Starting off, I already had makeup on, so I took that off because we did not need it. And now I'm going to go in with this primer. These are my Niacinamide primer drops. I'm going to put that all over my face and chest, and then I'm going to go in with this white face paint. Or at least I thought I was. This face paint sucked. So then I'm going to take that off. I don't know. This was from like the drugstore, and it just really didn't work at all. I don't know how anyone makes looks out of these, but I digress. So instead, we're going to do a foundation mixer and mix a white foundation pigment with a regular foundation. So I just mixed in my LA Girl foundation mixing pigment in white with a couple drops of my e.l.f. foundation, and then I'm going to put this on like a beauty blender just like you would normally with foundation, since it is, well, foundation. Then of course I'm gonna need to set this, so I set this with a white powder. You can also use a translucent powder as well. And now it's time to go in with some shading. So I'm gonna use this Jeffree Creamated palette. I actually don't use this brush. I switched it out for a regular contour brush. But anyways, I'm just gonna take these cool tone gray colors and start shading in the skull areas. So I'm gonna do the hollow of my cheeks here, as you can see, and I also do it a lot around the temple pretty heavy, since that would be really hollowed out if we were a skull. As you can see, this footage is really fast because this takes forever. It's a lot of back and forth with the shading process, but yeah. Once I'm happy with the face shading, I'm gonna go into the chest shading, since this will be part of the look. So I just go underneath my collarbones where my shoulder and my collarbone meet, and then I go a little bit down my chest as well. This is really just to hollow me out and make me look skull-like. Okay, so now that I have the basic shading down, I'm going to take this more packed eyeshadow brush and I'm going to really just deepen out the shading lines. I'm actually using the same color, but because the brush I'm using is way more packed, the pigment is coming off of the brush a lot darker than it was with the bigger fluffy brush. Like I said, there's just a lot of back and forth shading process and it takes a while, but it comes out looking really good. So anyways, yeah, we're just gonna do that and go over all the places that we already shaded, just making sure the hollows are more darker than the rest of the areas where we put the color before. And as you can see there, I also went around the mouth and around the nose a little bit, and now I'm just going to re-blend it out with that original fluffy brush that we used before with no extra product on it. Okay, and I'm pretty happy with this, so now it's time for the black face paint. This is Snazaroo black face paint. I'm going to use these two foundation brushes. I'm going to mix them together. Not the brushes, I'm going to mix using one and the other depending on how much of the black I need. So yeah, I'm literally just looking at a reference photo of Jack Skellington and going where his eyes would be and where his mouth would be, and all the dark areas like the socket of his eyes, and of course the mouth line where his mouth opens, a little bit around his forehead, just anywhere that would be super black. Once again, just using a reference photo for this part. You want to make sure you place this where you want it, but surprise we are going to blend this out after, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Like I said, a lot of back and forth here. So yeah, and then I also do go around the areas that would be the most defined with the black as well, just to kind of bring the look together. Oh, and don't forget the ears and the back of the neck as well. Just taking a step back, seeing if I like it, and I did, so I'm going on now. And I forgot the nostrils, so I added some nostrils with the black there, and then like I said before, we are going to shade the edges just so there's no harsh lines. So I wanted to make sure the black areas were super dark, so I added some black eyeshadow on top of it, so that was like you saw on the lid of the eyes and a little bit around the mouth as well. And then I'm gonna add this highlight. So I actually used this really highlighty color from that original palette that I just showed, and it was a little bit too highlighted for the character, so then I went in with this white powder instead that had no shimmers in it, and I like that a lot better, and I just added that on all the high points of the face and the chest as well. Okay, so now I'm done with that part. It's time to finally go on with the lines. So these lines are super easy. They're literally just lines down his face, so I'm going to do that once again, just following a reference photo. I would say the only thing here is just make sure you have an even amount of lines on both sides of the face, but it's not that big of a deal if you don't. So there's that. And then I'm going to blend this out. You guys already know. We're just keeping with the rest of the look. And now I'm going to have a little dance, and that's it for the makeup. Alright, so I added this wig. This wig needs to be thrown out basically, but we're gonna make it work. So I just pinned it back and made it crazy. Why not? He's a skeleton. He might have crazy hair, right? And then I'm gonna use this Mehron Make With Latex. You could totally use eyeshadow glue, and I'm just going to glue down this cardboard thing that he wears. I don't know, is it a bow tie? The bat that he wears, and this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below, who is your favorite Halloween character? Let me know if you like this one. Leave me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!